showtime. Dynamite download.
You Dynamite download, your home for all positive coverage with all elite wrestling.
Oh, you guys, positive energy.
This reality, like, it is me. Like,
Who let this guy in here?
This is what pro wrestling's supposed to feel like.
I'm saying I have a better record than Kenny Omega and Samoa Joe, and now I'm going to have to wrestle them.
I've never seen someone able to break down like wrestling like he does.
I said, Mariah May. She said, who?
Because I'm so driven, and I'm so moved to like what I want to do.
The versus Brian Keith match.
It's awesome. That's so cool. You got like these creepy ass dudes.
Oldest ride, longest line.
I was like deep diving into like cults.
My real story does connect with a lot of people.
I never say never about anything.
The best to do an interview with those guys. You know why? Because they spread positivity about AEW.
Welcome to Dynamite Download.
Woohoo!
What is up, Mind Runner? How you doing, bud?
Doing great yourself there, Mr. SPD. What's
That's
cracking?
right. Home sweet home this week. Finally, after a long stretch on the road, it feels great to be in the home studios here in Dynamite Download land. But welcome everybody to Dynamite Download episode 124. It is a jam-packed one. We got a lot of things to talk about. We got a stage setting Dynamite after an incredible pay-per-view, which I'll dive into some behind-the-scenes stuff and my takeaway from being there live. We also have our part 2 of our draft where we're going to pick an additional 3 members of our teams, and it just happened to work out that this was going to happen on the same night the NFL draft. I'm not an NFL mark, but it's the same thing. So I think you're going to tune into the better draft here over the NFL draft, which it's in my hometown of Michigan, Detroit, Michigan. And I saw photos that there's 150,000 people downtown right now in spirit of the NFL draft. So really incredible stuff that the Detroit has been definitely preparing for that. But draft, Talk Dynasty, Talk Dynamite, man, the 3Ds.
Well, the real draft that's important is the Dynamite Download Double or Nothing draft, where tonight we're grabbing our participants are taking 3 additional talents, and you might be thinking, well, there's a lot of crap that's left. There's no real big talents. Well, au contraire, because there has been a return that I believe was made official last night. There are a couple that we've avoided for a number of reasons.
Right.
And there are some rumors of a certain tag team from the Motor City to bring back to draft. Exactly, that might be popping up as well. So there's quite a few prospects out there. I will not reveal because I'm picking last tonight. That's fine.
Yeah, let's throw up the current standings after Dynasty and after Dynamite.
All right, so this is the official
Dynasty and Dynamite.
This is, as of right this moment, the official standings are.
Wow.
Look at the battle between Cray and FTD. SPD right behind. The King is in first place, of course. And the battle behind anything can happen. If you pick 3 superstars, anything can happen. The other side of the coin could be the difference maker. Could be, and we've had some Cinderella stories before. We've had a lot. In fact, SBD is the Cinderella story. I don't know if he's wearing his glass slippers tonight or not, but it might look more like Young Buck sneakers with dangly.
That's right. I got my Young Buck sneakers on. Well, yeah. I mean, never say never, as like you said, because a 20-point swing happened with SPD about halfway through. So came back with vengeance, and we don't have many. We have a couple matches geared up for the next couple days for Collision and Rampage on Saturday, back-to-back nights. Women heavy matches, which is great. We got the trios division getting in there, so SPD might be able to pick up a couple points there. If the Bang Bang Gang is victorious with their new unified titles. But that being said, I want to talk about Dynasty real quick. Being there live, it was one of those moments where, or as the card was shaping up, I mean, early on, as I've continued to say over and over, when Ospreay Danielson was announced, I was like, I got to be there. And I was looking at my schedule because I'm all over the map for work, and I'm like, I think I can make this work. I think I can make this work if I just rearrange a couple things. And then the closer I was getting, I'm like, I'm gonna make this work. And then boom, pulled the trigger. It was always in the cards like a week or so in advance, but I didn't get my ticket to the night before, which is actually pretty affordable. I got a very relatively good price ticket. But man, the section I was in, the row I was in, there's definitely a lot of marks. This guy in front of me, which is great, he was trying to get the "This is awesome" chant after every 5 minutes of everything. Which I'm like, great, man. This is someone you want like at all of your shows. Like, he didn't care. He was just going, "This is awesome. This is awesome." And even if it was just for him starting the chant or trying to start it, he was constantly doing that. The kids next to me, man, we were marking out for the Acclaim, Scissor, and everyone around us. And then when that Ospreay Danielson match, you would see, I don't know how it reflected on TV, but when he would go, yes, everyone would be like, no, yes, no.
Yeah. It was a back and forth. That was the most 50-50 match of the night. I think there were several of them like that, but it was yes, no. I got to tell you, that Dynasty crowd was hot. I don't know if it was the SPD factor or not, but it definitely was. That was one of the hottest crowds that they've had for a pay-per-view. And
I'm glad it portrayed on TV, because you never know with the way the mics and things are up. Yeah. But I think the crowd was hot the whole card. There wasn't. I know there were some really high peak moments. And sometimes at pay-per-views, you get the air kind of, it's just like, oh, I need a breather. This is like a breather match. But I didn't really feel like there was much of that during the whole card. And it was just banger after banger. And the way it kicked off the show with Okada and Pac, I thought it was incredible. This was definitely cementing Okada, the hype, like living up to the hype. And the crowd was so over for this match. I think that just the way both guys were selling, both guys were just telling the story, and given that opening time slot was incredible. I was really most impressed with. I had high expectations for Ospreay Danielson, and it delivered and then some. But this match, like, I didn't necessarily have high expectations, but it delivered way more than I expected with the Pac Okada match. And what I really liked, I don't know when they cut after the match, but Pac was sitting in the ring, just kind of laying on the ring in the bottom turnbuckle and kind of just like, collecting his thoughts. And the crowd was just going crazy. Standing ovation for Pac afterwards. And they were chanting, he's our bastard. He's our bastard. So I don't know where it cut with that, but that was a great moment because, man, that guy is top notch. And we preach his props all the time, how great he is in and out of the ring, and both offensive, defensively, just really incredible stuff. The only downer was, I was hoping for a standing ovation for the Ospreay Danielson match, but because of the injury, I feel like it kind of sucked a little bit of one of the best matches we've ever seen air out of there. So I think maybe they're doing that on purpose to give us more meat on the bones for a future match. Some people behind us were talking about like they could run it back at All In potentially, because of how good it was. But one thing I really liked was at the main event. The main event obviously happened. It was great. Swerve, new champ. He's our champ, the people's champ, the true people's champ right now. But I was really close to the babyface tunnel. And so as they went off air, and then as soon as he walked through the ring, you saw Dustin Rhodes and Tony Khan like run out there and embrace Swerve. And they're like the first two people embracing Swerve. They didn't wait till you get to the backstage behind the curtain. They were there just giving him a big old hug. So it was really cool to see that over there. And then as soon as they bring up the lights and then Swerve gets back there, all you can hear is just like an ovation of clapping backstage. And it was just like multiple times, clap, 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 clap. So it was really cool to see kind of that kind of element to the show, which doesn't necessarily get portrayed anywhere else. But it sounded like the whole locker room was back there, as they should, welcoming Swerve back, the new champ. So
that's cool to hear that's what they say too about, the same thing in WWE is they don't put the strap on just anybody. In fact, Tony Khan and Swerve, a lot of people have said that. Even there was a memorable I think there was like a celebration dinner, and Jericho got up and had a huge speech for Swerve. And they said they don't just put the strap on anybody; they put the strap on the face of the company. And Swerve definitely has the respect of the locker room, has the respect in the fandom, deserves it completely. He's been working really hard on everything, and he is our champion. He's the people's champion, and it's just going to be incredible to watch. And this is a guy that eventually he will drop the belt at some point someday, but he'll get it back again. I think he's going to be one of those that he's in the circle now with Moxley, with Jericho, Moxley, Hangman, Omega, MJF. He's now among those 8. And that was the thing that Jericho said. There's only been 8 champions in this 5-year company, and he's number 8. And it's going to be and then the storylines that continue last night that are shaping us up for not just Double or Nothing, but I think even further things down the line. A lot of cool stuff.
I mean, they quickly pivoted to promoting Double or Nothing like crazy last night, which, as you should. I mean, I think it's great. Like, as we've talked about before, not often does AEW announce matches for their pay-per-views this far in advance. We're at about 5 weeks, a month away today, I believe, or a month away tomorrow. But they already have 2 matches set, and then next week we're going to hear who Swerve is fighting. And so that's kind of different the way they're approaching things. So this was the first Dynamite with 3 new champs, with Swerve, Moxley. This is his first time, in the ring with his new IWGP championship. Willow getting the promo there. And so it was, 4, Jericho. Jeez, I got to keep correcting myself. 4 new champs. As SPD predicted with his hot take, 5 titles were going to change hands at Dynasty, and they were a correct hot take for there, might I add. But looking at this card, I know there wasn't a ton of wrestling on there as typical AEW fashion, but there was definitely a lot of storytelling, a lot of building. And boy, oh boy, I can't wait to talk about it. We'll talk about it a little bit later, which the way the show ended. But the way the show opened with the Best Friends saga. I know you're a big Orange Cassidy fan and you love your tribal fruit, but I got to hear, man, what was your takeaway from this segment that we're finally getting a heel Trent all in, which he has been in, and then we're finding out where Chuck Taylor's loyalty lands.
Well, really quickly though, I want to do a couple shout outs. I want to shout out Brent Ross in the chat. Hello. Bobby is in the chat. What's up, Bobby? And of course, Courtney is in the chat. I thought I saw the Raz here earlier. And there's some Mark. This guy, Mine Runner, I think he's now our first official sign up for our membership program here. So that's pretty interesting.
Stay tuned for that.
Exactly. So big group hug. You got to give the people what they want. I'm not sure what's going on. This seems to be something they've been working up to for some time. I don't know if this is going to also bring in Rocky Romero for Roppongi Vice or what have you. The highlight was Chuck Taylor finally got to say shit on national TV. He's been dying to do this since day one, and they've been keeping him from doing it. But he finally made it. Interesting. I'm not entirely sure where they're going with this one. I hate to say it, but it almost feels like this is to give Orange Cassidy something to do to stay on TV. I don't know.
I think this has been. I mean, you've been calling for a Trent heel turn for a while, honestly.
Yeah.
I remember months and months ago, you just kind of thinking about it. So I think this is a segue feud for now. I'm curious to see. So far, Trent has done some really good heel stuff, and I love the way he's been trolling OC, and I love the way they transitioned the 0 hour with Trent's match into OC's match and all that.
Yeah.
So I'm here as a resident babyface, I'm here for Trent's heel turn. Maybe that's just because I'm a little over OC at the moment, but I'm curious where it's going to go. And if Chucky T is back in the mix, Does Trent get a new best friend and they start kind of like a little tag team turmoil there, or what? Yeah, Rocky Romero is going to be kind of stuck in the middle once again as well.
Yep.
Yeah.
It could be that, or maybe there's somebody that's going to sign, that's going to come in and be his new partner.
Right.
We might. I think we're going to see at Double or Nothing. I think we're probably going to see Orange Cassidy and Chuck versus Trent and somebody else, whether it's Rocky or not. What's also interesting though was when you caught that moment where there was a bonus clip, I think, for social media, where Trent was backstage and Chris Statlander confronted him and he whispered in her ear and she kind of had a smirk on her face. So I don't know if I don't know where Statlander's head is at. She seemed like she was pro babyface last night with Willow's celebration, but something's brewing there too.
I don't know. I mean, let's talk about this. Willow celebration, a good segue there. Was short-lived for a while, and I liked how the full circle that Willow was bringing about how she was in the crowd, and then this is where she, became all elite, and now she's got gold around her. So, I did not remember where she was all elite, and that's kind of cool that her full circle for her personal reasons. I think that's really cool the way that this all panned out. However, I think. Oh, I know. This is the best promo that Willow has ever cut in AEW. Given her the time to do it, given her the time to execute it, and really just deliver a powerful promo on so many different levels with top-tier talent, Mercedes Moné. And she did not miss a beat and was really on champion point for it.
They're definitely positioning Mercedes in a bit of a heel role. Especially like every time Willow's had a moment to shine, Mercedes shows up, and we're watching last night. Full Tilt Deb was rolling her eyes, and when they started chanting CEO, she was going C-E Bor, C-E Ho, or something like that.
Oh gosh,
C-E Ho, and so she's definitely positioned. And then I said, looking at her outfit, I said, "Holy Dippin' Dots, Batman!" Yeah, look, but. They're definitely gearing that up, and they're playing off of the storyline that from where Willow won the women's IWGP championship,
right?
And in the decision. So I definitely think that this is going to be an exciting matchup. There's all kinds of storyline with it as well, because there's who beat up Willow, who beat up Mercedes. I think we're going to find out who that is. That's likely going to be Statlander. There's going to be all kinds of stuff coming up. I don't know. I'm not 100% sure Stokely's part of it either.
Really?
I'm wondering if Stokely's going to be. There's going to be a surprise where Stokely isn't behind a lot of this. I don't know. It's going to be interesting, but the story. I love the attention the women's division's getting. I think Willow's the right person right now. Not that you gotta give your flowers to the probably black flowers. You got to give the dark black flowers to Julia Hart for her reign. But Willow's a great babyface champion. Super excited to what's going to happen. All the how she's going to go. I don't want her to lose at Double or Nothing. Like it's important Mercedes doesn't lose in her debut match. But then again, I think it'd be too soon for Willow to lose. So it's gonna be.
It's one of those. I think, as an outsider looking in from this point of the direction that they're going, I feel like you're kind of put in a tight position because of exactly what you said. You don't ever want to cheapen a title where you lose the title that quick. I understand if it's like the TNT title. That one is one of those where it's kind of like where it was in the past, like an open challenge title where it should change hands relatively fast. But if you have two titles in a women's division, you really got to protect them to make them feel meaningful, even though this is the TBS title in kind of equivalence to the TNT title. However, I thought of for the longest time, I'm like, Mercedes is never going to lose. She's not going to lose. It would be horrible for her to lose. That being said, I don't necessarily feel like this will be a clean match regardless. And if Mercedes does lose and Willow retains, I think that would be the right booking decision, in my opinion. I think Willow losing the title that quick would hurt her more than Mercedes losing.
Yeah. Mercedes can lose her first match, especially if there's storyline related to it. And it's been building up that there's somebody else involved here, whether it's Statlander or not. So
depends if you're gonna turn Mercedes heel, then you're gonna have her win. If you're gonna keep her baby face, then you're gonna have a heel who is hunting her kind of reveal herself.
And that could be a certain dentist at some point, perhaps.
That would be pretty sweet. I want to talk, we're going to be getting into our draft 2.0 very soon. We're just waiting for a few more people to jump on. I haven't heard from Team Brian, and we got Crayfish who will be joining in shortly as well. So I'm curious if Brian, if you're in the chat, let us know when you're arriving so we can do the draft 2.0, but we're going to be continuing the Dynamite chat. And one thing at first, a match that was not announced that honestly was very, very impressive was the Casino Gauntlet match. And I got to say, I was a little bit sour at first just for the fact that I was like, okay, what is this match? What does it mean? What's going on here? And then in the announce team were doing really good job of trying to inform us of what the heck was going on. And they're just like, there's 21 men in the back that could potentially go. They didn't say how many people are going to be involved, and they didn't have a countdown. So I guess I kind of wanted more clarity on that. But you were quickly bringing me back to ground and be like, dude, just enjoy this match because you're getting freaking Jay White out there. Penta's coming out there. You got Kyle O'Reilly, fresh cut out there. You're like, okay, this is the perfect match for the Murder Hawk. Boom, here he comes. It's like you're looking into your crystal ball. And of course, our guy, Will Ospreay. Ospreay. And I was kind of shocked that he was in this match, but I'm excited for what's going to happen afterwards. However, this one, due to the stipulations, definitely should have been announced, and I think would have helped ratings. I think would have helped ratings for sure. If you're like, there's a Casino Gauntlet match to determine the number one contender, like that is huge. That's a huge stipulation match. You don't get number one contender matches that often. And so the only thing I wish they'd done better was the promotion of this and announcing it. Maybe there was something we're not noticing, but the caliber of talent in here was fantastic. And I just loved the chemistry between everyone in there. And it was so many different levels of chemistry. And really was like, ooh, this match would be fun. Ooh, this match would be fun. So I think definitely one of the highlights was when Murder Hawk Monster finally made his debut out in the match. Everyone was running for the hills. It was definitely the Murder Hawk Mayhem match after this one because he was cleaning house and he looked so strong and he looked so great in this match. I mean, throwing Will Ospreay over the top rope, and as you mentioned, that haymaker he threw to him was incredible. Ospreay can sell really great and he's got really offense, but man, I'm coming out of this match with excitement for what's in store with the Murder Hawk because he looked great in this match, really strong outing. And it took 2 tables to take him down in this. So I mean, it doesn't go down easy. That's for sure.
Yeah, this was fantastic. The coolest thing, there were so many, like you said, there were so many like mixing matchups, like Penta and Ospreay and Kyle O'Reilly, and then Ospreay and Murder Hawk and Jay White. There was, I love one of the coolest moments too was Ospreay and Jay White staring down each other. No, for those that was a Valentine to New Japan fans because it was like once again. It's like, oh, this guy is back. And they had this nice little moment. Of course, Jay White goes for it. And it was definitely Ospreay. Once Ospreay got in there, I don't think anybody doubted that Ospreay was going to win. One of the surprise standouts, though, was when Commander got in, there was a nice pop. And
he's always a standout.
Exchange between Commander and Will Ospreay was insane. That tilt-a-whirl, like he just flipped around and they're just a back and forth between the two of them. So there's definitely, I've added a lot of future singles match hopes from just all those interactions. And it's definitely going to be interesting to see Ospreay versus well,
Everybody.
yeah, well, everybody. Just you just go down the list. I think it's safe to assume that Ospreay's going to be grabbing the title from Roderick, and then it's just going to go down the list. But I'm still hoping that we get Ospreay versus Swerve at
so I have a shirt. Yes, and that will be next week's special thing we're going to do is predict the all-in card with us here, as we mentioned a few weeks ago. But one thing I want to mention is I have this shirt that says, and I think it started in Detroit, but a lot of other people are doing it, Detroit versus everybody. It almost should be like a spinoff, Will Ospreay versus everybody. It's like that we want to see is banger after banger after banger. Will Ospreay versus everybody. I think it would be an awesome shirt. I'll show it to you later. Maybe we can Photoshop one and tag them and see if they can tag AWT's Will Ospreay versus everybody, because it's definitely going to be everyone he goes against is going to be sweet. So this one, to me, I think it's great booking, because I think Swerve, someone online I was reading about, like Ospreay getting an international title. He is so international, and so it's perfect with that. And so it's like, man, the guy would be a perfect fit for that, as we've said with other champions. He's like, he talks about donating and wanting to go to Uganda and representing wrestling in AEW, and so that'd be like such a unique thing for him to do. As you said, to do kind of stretch it out until All In with that title.
Yeah, I think it's going to be pretty. I think it's going to be pretty awesome, and I think there's potential for that belt to be one of those like open challenge kind of things where we could have Ospreay could have the open challenge and we could see people from everywhere coming in. I'd love to see Ospreay versus Speedball Mike Bailey. I believe he's a TNA guy right now. He's the husband of Veda Scott, and he is another one of those flippy guys.
Yeah.
And he's one of the few, and this is something interesting because people were arguing a little bit about some of the things that New Japan does. One of the most deadly wrestlers in Japan is Yuki Omo, and who the stuffed mannequin wrestler. What it is, it's actually an honor to wrestle her, because it's a demonstration of your ability to sell, your ability to put on a 100%. Match. And it's like, if you can wrestle and put on a banger match with a crash test dummy, basically, then you're one of the best. Ospreay was one. Kenny Omega has done that. Kota Ibushi, and her most recent opponents was Speedball Mike Bailey, who recently wrestled her, and he would put on a banger match, and that's somebody I'd love to see come in. I think AEW should sign him, but at least bring him in, and we could get going. But I know what people are chomping at the bit for. We got a lot more to talk about with Dynamite, but I know people might be getting a bit antsy. Is it time?
I think it's time. It's approaching the 9:30 mark.
We're just about at the 9:30 mark Eastern. Speaking of marks, that Mindrunner Mark is signed up, and feel free to jump in and blast us with some super chats if you've got anything that you'd like to talk about. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the draft. All right, and coming to the stage right now, first is there he is, the leftover taker himself. Brian Cervantes. Brian, how are you, buddy? All right. I think we've got I think Stone Cold or somebody is trying to mess with the connections here.
It's on I see the mute button or mute thing there.
Yep,
And
I'll
then
unmute him.
Frozen.
There we go. There's the leftover taker.
Hey.
Hey, how's it going?
It's going great. Awesome. Glad you're able to make it here from we were expecting maybe a message from Paul Bearer to chime in as well. But,
yeah, I thought we were doing this on Saturday. So when I saw the message, I was like, "Oh, I got 2 minutes to prepare for this."
Well, yeah, sorry about that, but
prepare for it.
You of all people know the wrestling business. Be ready for a swerve. But
yes.
Speaking of swerves, by the way, I want to just say again, awesome. One of the highlights of the weekend. I know there was this Dynasty thing that happened. What a tremendous card event. Mission Pro Mania was phenomenal. Match to match was excellent. Please, by the way, go if you haven't already, go on Title Match Network, check it out. One of the best female wrestlers. This is, where AEW says this is where the best wrestlers wrestle. Mission Pro is where the best female wrestlers wrestle, I believe, and that was fantastic. So much fun. But we're here also to pick the best wrestlers for our teams. And to make things more competitive, we're going in reverse ranking order, and you get to pick all three at once to add to your stable. And we just to clear a couple
You'll
rules.
have 60 seconds per pick if you need it, but if you got them all three.
And let's just be clear, we've decided to kind of open up. We decided to kind of open it up to anybody that you think will wrestle on AEW television between now and Double or Nothing. So if you think that they're going to get you some points, they're open for you.
Fair enough.
Right. This is like a wild card.
Yep.
Yes.
So since you said you opened it up to any non-signed talent also, I guess with my first pick, are we ready?
We're ready.
Okay. Will be Mina Shiragawa.
Ah, good pick.
Yeah. I think she has a potential of doing a lot of stuff. Hopefully she stays in the United States for more than a week or two, so I don't get screwed over there. So hopefully that works out for me.
I think so. She had a tremendous showing against Anna Jay last night. That was fantastic.
Her offense is really impressive.
And considering I didn't even get to look at the list, but maybe for about 2 seconds, I just glanced and just went with the names that are familiar with me. So I'm kind of true independent fashion, trying to just wing it.
All good. That's a
couple
good
big
pick.
names. Hey, if you want to look
I was going to try to go with all females, but I don't know when some of them will be returning, so I kind of held off on that because a few of them, some big names on there, but they haven't been on the show in a while.
Right.
There is. I just want to remind you that I just want to let you know. I think we have a duty to tell you that as of right now, no, I don't believe anyone has picked Jack Perry yet.
Oh, okay.
So Jack Perry is available.
Adam Cole's available. We got Brandon
Cole.
Cutler available. We got Chuck Taylor. We got.
I don't think Adam Cole's gonna. I don't know how much time I got, but I don't think Adam Cole's gonna wrestle. I saw him going down those steps and looked very gingerly going down those steps. Yep. So I don't know if he's quite ready yet. But is Nyla Rose available?
Nyla Rose is available.
I'm going to take Nyla Rose then.
Not my
second pick.
And with my third pick, I'm going to take Dustin Rhodes because I'm hoping he had that title match and they start to give him a couple more matches. Hopefully that wasn't the last time we see him. So hopefully he gets a few more matches in there so I can get a couple more wins.
Brian took one of my picks right there. That was going to go with Dustin.
I don't know if you were watching our show earlier when we started it, but I was saying when I was there at Dynasty, I was sitting close to the babyface tunnel, and Dustin and Tony were the first two to embrace Swerve with the title as soon as he walked through the tunnel, and you could see them come right through the curtains and just give him a big old hug. So Dustin, we don't know him personally, but we know what he gives us with what he's like. Seems like just an awesome, genuine, big-hearted guy.
All right, so we have
like those picks.
Mina, Nyla, and Dustin.
Yep. Right.
Excellent. So we'll just add that to our. We'll start that as the new scroll. Excellent job. Well, thank you, Brian, for your picks.
Thank you.
And next up is Bobby. Bobby said he would like to do his picks in the chat. That's very respectful. Well, go ahead, Bobby. You have time. We cannot pick Mina, Nyla, or Dustin. Everyone else is on the table. By the way, feel free if you want to pop in with a super chat. Feel free. We're playing around with the new membership. Some Mark is the first to join with some special emojis. For $2.99 a month, you can become a member of the Dynamite Club. You'll get right now. It's you get exclusive emojis, but soon we'll have some other perks as well. Bobby with Evil Uno, John Silver, Lady Frost, another great pick. So Evil Uno.
Dude, watching Lady Frost wrestle in person when I was there at the Collision 2 weeks ago, she is very impressive. Very impressive.
Frost. She's one that I can see having quite a future. So Bobby with Evil Uno. And yes, in fact, watching some of her match, kind of going back to Mission Pro Wrestling, she had a match against Maddie Rankowski, and it was I think it was Silver Bells. It was one of the Silver Bells ones, like around December. And so Lady Frost was like the snow miser. So Maddie Rankowski dressed like the heat miser. So they had like this heat miser, snow miser kind of battle, which was really cool. Johnny Hungy. I'm an Evil Uno, Silver, and Lady Frost.
Brent on the clock.
All right, Brent is on the clock. Brent, are you popping on with us? Or are you going to pop on with us? The link is in the Dynamite Draft chat. Oh, did I put it up? Hang on. Wait a minute. Yep, hold on a second. Maybe Mindrunner put the link in the wrong chat. Oh. So we can't start the clock just yet. There we go.
Clock's on pause.
Clock is on pause. There we go. The link is there now. The link is there now. 1,000 apologies to that Mark Mindrunner. He had it in a different chat. So now it is. I was going back and forth with Brian on Twitter and ended up in his. There we go.
Man, so, I didn't really with this. I didn't do too much scouting because it's like totally different. I'm just kind of like gonna have to make last second choices because of what's gonna fall to me. You know, I know I'm not the last pick, but there's still like I'm curious.
There's still some hot prospects out there. So
Peter Avalon is still on the roster.
Yeah, Peter Avalon is still on the roster.
Wow.
All right. Some people say they're still not seeing it. I see seen by one person. Check. Right. Check your. Here we go. Courtney's in here. We'll bring Courtney on the stage. We'll chat. Hey, Courtney.
Hey guys, how y'all doing?
Pretty good. Sorry about the link there. I thought I put it in the wrong. DM chat there. Hopefully, Brent can see it.
You are the weakest link.
I am. I'm the stooge of the night. Just call me.
You are the weakest. You are the weakest link. Goodbye.
Oh no! No.
I've been rubbing off on SPD. I think.
Oh, look at this! Hey, Brian, may have some inside scoops here. You think we're gonna get Goldberg?
I don't want to see Goldberg in AEW personally.
I don't think
it's not. It's one of those. It's like, yeah,
hey Courtney,
what benefit does Goldberg bring to AEW? Like
Nothing.
right now, I don't think it does anything personally.
Nothing.
I don't think we need a big Hall of Famer. I don't think he's going to be a big enough draw at the moment. But anyways, that's a whole nother. That's a hot take right there.
Would you rather have Goldberg or Ryback?
Ryback. I've always been a Ryback fan personally.
Oh no, feed more. Come on now.
Well, it's different because Ryback. Well, this was years ago. Feed me more. It's one of those like Ryback would be more of a mainstay wrestler versus a Goldberg, like a nostalgic pay-per-view wrestler only. I mean, I get it. The entrances and the hype and all that would be fun with that, but Ryback would just be like an addition to the roster. I mean, but that's just me. I don't need to see Goldberg in AEW at all.
Ryback is killing it on TikTok, Brian says.
He is. His social media game is really good, actually.
All right. Well, Brent, have you you've had some time? Have you had enough time to make your choices?
I'm ready to go.
Actually, wait a minute. Is it Courtney or Brent?
Brent.
It's because Courtney's above Brent, right?
Hold on. Let's go to the
Yep.
standings
Yeah. Double check. Yeah. Courtney. Yeah. It's Brent is next. So Brent, are you ready?
I'm ready to go.
Let's hear it.
Okay, I'm gonna go Jack Perry.
I'm surprised he fell there, honestly.
Damn it, Brett.
Ah. And then let's go Kota Habushi.
Kota? Okay.
Yep, Kota. And then I guess I'm gonna go Anthony Ogogo.
Oh, that's the good one.
You took two of my guys.
Sorry, Courtney.
Wah, wah, wah.
Wah, wah, wah.
Wow,
You
okay.
are exiled to the island.
Yeah.
All right. So Brent with Jack, aka the former Jungle Boy, Kota Ibushi, and Ogogo. Good, solid picks. There we go. All right, Courtney.
Okay. Well, I don't want to get cursed, but I know this guy hadn't been on TV in a while, but I'm going to choose I curse you, Dan Houston.
Danhausen, yes. Love that Danhausen.
Very evil.
Very nice, very evil.
All right, now I figured I need to represent, since I represent for ladies wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
I'm dipping over there, and I'm gonna choose. Brian took Nyla from me.
Yeah.
So how about Yuka Saguki?
Oh, you mean Yuka Sakazaki?
Yeah, her.
Yuka. Yeah.
Yep. And
Yep.
you know what? I'm gonna go with Layla Gray.
Okay.
Layla Gray. Okay, Layla Gray. Good picks. Nicely done. And so now I believe it has finally come to SPD.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Not finally, but it should be I should be last. So, okay, I'm just kind of scrolling through some stuff because it's just like it's tough. I mean, all right, I'm going to go hope for the best here with I kind of think that I got to go with one of my favorites of all time in AEW. Ray Phoenix.
Ray Phoenix. All right. Okay.
And I'm going to go with the Mind Runner special here. Can you guess?
MJF?
No.
No, I have MJF.
Female.
Emi Sakura.
Abaddon.
Oh,
the zombie.
you rat!
See, I would have got it if you just said zombie.
I didn't want to say it because I didn't want you to take them.
Oh, okay. So you're
I
playing
didn't want you to
defense
take
there.
them.
You're playing defense there. I see.
It's all right. I've got a list of backups. I got a list of backups. So Ray Phoenix, Abaddon, and who else?
Man, it would be. Cray's gonna laugh at this one though.
Let him
Action
laugh.
Andretti.
See?
He was actually
Action
one of my
Andretti.
picks. I was gonna pick him.
That's a good pick.
If someone
These are all good picks. See, this is what was deceptive. Is it looked like there wasn't a whole lot out there. There's a lot of point earners on this thing.
Yes.
So we got Ray Phoenix.
Yep.
Look,
We
several.
got Abaddon.
Yep.
And Action Andretti. All right. So now I believe it is Full Tilt Deb's turn.
Or Crayfish. I'm waiting to hear because he was gonna. Oh wait, yes, he was gonna have Full Tilt Deb pick first. Yes.
All right. Say that again. Commander.
Yeah. Go down.
That's good.
Commander. Okay. Two more. Adam Cole, baby.
That was where I was on the fence.
Bye.
Okay.
Angelo Parker.
That's a good one
Gonna
too.
be another daddy.
Yeah, and Daddy Magic's still available, right?
Daddy
Papa
Magic is
Magi?
still on the board.
All right. All right, so let me update there, and then that means Crayfish is next.
Commander, updating these here. Peter Avalon's still on the board.
Pretty Peter.
Yes, he is, and so
Mother
is
Wayne.
Cole Cabana.
Yep.
Mother
Cobra
Wayne.
Commander. Yeah, Cobra Commander. It's Cobra Commander. Yeah, he's got the mass device, so now he's going to. I'll take Major Blood and Storm Shadow.
Some Destro.
Yep. I'll take Optimus Prime. He's got the touch.
Oh, I needed these laughs.
How you feeling there, Court? You good? Everything going well?
It's going. It's just the news this week has been kind of hard to swallow.
Yes, it has. We do want a shout out. I didn't know him as close as like you and Squish and everybody, but we wrestling lost a huge light this past week, and he's been a huge supporter of women's wrestling, specifically wrestling in general, fighting for a lot of equality in wrestling, and just really spreading the love. I mean, he was the host. It was the soul of We Love Wrestling, and our heart goes out to him. And it's rocked everybody a lot. It's given me some reflection, and there's like 3 takeaways I have from him. One, we waste a lot of time arguing with each other over petty things, and I think that we need to waste too much time with that. We need to focus on what brings us joy. Secondly, I think that we need to remember that life is not promised to us. So putting things off until tomorrow, or go do the thing. If you've been wanting to do something or see something, go to the show. Go see the thing. Go do this. Go because you're going to get to a point where you may not have tomorrow. And finally, just I wish we all could do well to have half the response. I hope that we all get the response that he got when the news was passed. That we all live our lives so that others feel like our life mattered. You know what I mean? And maybe my words aren't coming out correct, but not to bring it as a downer, but it just like I want to live my life, and I think I want us all to live our lives so that, you know, when we're done, we can look back and say, hey, we made a difference, and Trey definitely made a difference, and
yes,
he
did.
He will be missed.
That's some good words, my runner. Yeah. That was good, man.
Oh yeah.
Jeez. Yep. Here's one for Trey.
Well, unfortunately, hold on. Let me just check something real quick to see if he's going to be officially off the clock. Crayfish, and I'll just move over to the leftover takers. And checking. On probably dad duty, but I think it's time, Mind Runner. Crayfish will be the leftover taker for the last three.
Well, it could be like that, but then again, it could be. I'm here, everybody. I'm gonna make my picks. I pick Peter Avalon, Colt Cabana, and Brandon Cutler.
Paige Van Zandt.
Yeah, Paige Van Zandt. I'm gonna pick Paige Van Zandt and Peter Avalon and Michael Nakazawa. All right, I gotta go.
Hey,
it's Christmas time.
Isn't Paige off the roster now?
I thought she's still on the roster.
No,
actually.
I think they cut her last week.
Yeah, I think might still be on the website, but I know there was talks online of her gone.
If they cut Dasha, but they kept Paige Van Zandt, I need to know I need to know what she has on that organization. Something's not kosher, and I'm going to go straight to Shad with this information. I'm telling you. With that look. All right, so I guess it's me, huh?
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Well, all right, since there's about 3 people I can't pick that I crossed off my list. And it's okay. I anticipated. I actually had a lot to go with. I am going to go with Emi Sakura, my girl Emmy.
Love her.
And I'm also going to go with Chris Sabin and Alex Shelley, the Motor City Machine Guns.
Are they on their way there?
You still had your chance, Mind Runner. See, she's on the website. Paige Van Zandt.
I could have got Paige Van Zandt. I should have got Mother Wayne, actually.
Yeah.
I should have gone with Mother Wayne.
That whole row.
Nope. So I'm going with Shelley and Sabin. Motor City Machine Guns.
Are they even like?
Well, here's the thing. We talked about that in the chat. Is if they don't sign with AEW and they don't show up,
and it's a wasted pick. But
yeah,
you're lost, right?
But it's good to be king.
Right.
You can make
You're
those
rolling
risks.
the dice. You're going double or nothing on those two guys.
I am going double or I like it. I am going double.
I like it.
Double or nothing.
Sweet. All right, we got.
Brent, what do you think about that? Were you hoping to? Were you hoping to get the Motor City guys?
I just didn't think about picking. I mean, I kind of thought you were going to pick them, just the way we've been talking. But I'm still not sure they're going to show up, so I didn't want to take a chance.
Okay.
I'm doing so bad anyway, so I guess it wouldn't have mattered.
Deb wants to know: does anybody have Matt Hardy?
No one has Matt Hardy that I saw.
Yep, no one has Matt Hardy, or Jeff Hardy for that matter.
Delete.
He got deleted.
He got deleted, but Jeff is still on the roster, right? Jeff is still.
Yes.
For right now.
Yep. But we were gonna, because we could have invoked the full tilt Deb rule if because he's with TNA.
Yep.
But look at this. We've already got a guaranteed victory.
He keeps saying that like he's got a wild card up his sleeve somewhere.
It's like he's got an in or something. He acts like he knows the business, something like he's some promoter
he does.
who has a wife that's in AEW or something.
He was
a Mission Pro Wrestling.
He was the only one to pick Tony Storm to win.
Yeah. How about that, huh?
Right.
He was the only one in our draft that didn't pick Thunder to win, and we're all like, okay. And then there you go.
Too bad. We should all just follow that lead.
I couldn't, even if I couldn't vote against Thunder on that. But here's the thing about that.
That's how I feel about Jericho.
If Thunder won, would her victory have been overshadowed by Swerve and Willow's victories?
Yes.
You see what I mean?
At this pay-per-view.
So wouldn't it be better for her to win down the line?
Yeah, I didn't think about that until as I was watching the card play out.
Yeah.
And when Willow won, I was like, okay.
Looking at it like business. I don't have a business mind, but I was just thinking the market for Hispanic, bringing in more Hispanic fans. You want to grab those fans? Put the title on my girl Thunder, please.
I think so. I think that there's the interesting thing too about AEW is for a lot. I think I speak for a lot of fans that I've interacted with is a lot of times it's sometimes when we go to the movies we'll go see a movie because a certain actor or actress we like is in it. But then there's movies where the movie itself is good, and then there's sometimes where the producer or the director we know is good. With AEW for me, and I don't know if you guys are like this, AEW's the sell for me. Like we're watching AEW without a Kenny Omega, of course he's coming back next week, without a Hangman, where MJF and Adam Cole aren't in it. A lot of the main folks of that were the huge draws for AEW are not
Peter Avalon.
Peter Avalon, exactly. So for me, I think it's AEW's the draw. I'm not gonna skip Dynamite because I don't like the card because it's it's AEW. I'm not gonna skip a pay-per-view because of that. Do you guys feel kind of like that?
Yeah, I haven't missed an episode, so yeah.
That's it. I mean, I'm tuning. Yeah, I just get excited when they announce the matches. It's not going to affect my tuning in or not. The only show that I'm, wishy-washy is Rampage, the way it's been booked as of late, which I won't watch live. The other ones I'll watch live for sure. Rampage I'll catch when I can catch it. But yeah, it's the product is the draw from everything from top to bottom to the talent level to what they get in the ring in terms of time to tell the story and things like that. So it's definitely the product is the draw, and the characters and the champs and the storylines are just an added bonus. And I know we're keep going, but I got to talk about this. We got to talk about what happened with the main event. Kicked off Dynamite. I'm curious of all y'all's takes. Kicked off Dynamite with the quote unquote new elite looking, styling, and profiling, coming up in their black cars, their black Uber XLs, everyone wearing gold over the shoulder except one guy, which could potentially change relatively soon.
Yep.
Who knows? We'll see how that happens. But man, oh man, I'm preaching to the choir here. I think this version of the Young Bucks has been absolutely fantastic. These guys are on an absolute tear right now. The stuff that they're doing every single week, I want more and more and more of it. I can't get enough of it. And this week's episode, I think, really fulfilled that with a segment to kick off the show, segment during the show, and to end the show. It's just like, man, being featured this much. This is the EVP version that I want and I absolutely love. And this is coming from Babyface. And this is one of those, I've always loved the Young Bucks, and for them to do this stuff and to really just push it farther and farther and farther, that's what's needed. You really need, like, you can be a good heel. You can, yell at the crowd and say this city sucks and all that. But to do what they've been doing has really taken it to a next level. And they're doing some just top-notch, grade A stuff, in my opinion.
I got to ask y'all. First of all, just show of hands, through a thumbs, how many of you saw Jack Perry hitting Tony Khan coming? How many of you saw that coming? Did you think that was going to happen? I mean, when they got in the ring together, and then
potentially, but I was very surprised by it.
Secondly, when Nicholas and Matthew were helping Tony up, and they had him in the EVP trigger position.
Oh, I knew that.
Did you think that? I was like, no. But then Okada, I've watched this clip so many times. You got to go back and watch Okada. He is such a subtle heel. He's such a ridiculous heel, but he's straight-faced with it. Like when he was, because what he did is he stopped them from doing the EVP trigger, and then he goes this, and people are like, I don't think people understood what he meant. He meant do the TK the TK driver, and then he
TK
also
driver.
He was doing the Scott Hall, he was doing the Outsiders thing. So there's so many subtle Easter eggs with Okada. Okada's my favorite person to watch when chaos is going on, because he's always doing something crazy, but with a straight face. Just like when every time he would visit the Young Bucks, he would always put their gear on, and he would just start walking around with Nicholas or Matthew's gear. But this version of the Elite, I think, is tremendous. I'm loving it. What a good heel group right here. Fantastic.
This is in a time where there's not many strong heel factions on this level, like main event level. We can say what we want about the UK and the way that's been booked. We can say what we want about the Shane Taylor promotions, which have been doing some really great stuff.
Yes.
And who knows what's going to happen with the learning tree, if he's going to be starting to recruit more and more people, which I like the way that panned out, sidetracking that. But for them to add another member and to go to this level in depth, I didn't think about this, but some of the people online were really throwing out these crazy. I mean, first off, for the win, social media last night and this morning, all the memes and all the gifs and all the stuff about this, with all of these things, plus with Shad Khan coming out, Tony's dad coming out, and all the memes and that, and the face that he did a fantastic job. Really, really great stuff.
My boy.
But for all this being said, like, no one's going into these levels, man. I really think this is right here. Exactly what I was reading online is that if Tony plays up this injury, which I'm curious if he did at the NFL draft, which
I hear he did,
like doing he did.
Yeah, I don't have the clip, but apparently he was playing the NFL draft. NFL News reported it. So, to explain why he was injured during the draft.
Playing that up, wearing the Roderick Strong neck brace and wheelchair and all that, with just another respect level for Tony Khan, in my opinion. Yeah. But if you have him playing this injury angle, he's like, oh, he's not cleared to travel, he's not cleared to this, so that means the EVPs are in charge. So the EVPs are going to start booking the show. So they'll keep cutting in the back. Let's put, who do we not like, or whatever it may be. Let's put them in a match. Let's put us in some tune-up matches. Let's put us three against Peter Avalon or whatever, something ridiculous. Just some ridiculous matches, or just book the card that they want to secretly. And so I would love for them to step into that booker role. Hence, if you follow them on Twitter, they pretty much copied and pasted Tony Khan tweet recently, and it was very great. Like, thank you for tuning in, and this is awesome chance, and really, man, comical stuff out of them.
Matthew Jackson. Sorry, I was going to call him Matt. I don't know why. Matthew Jackson.
You want a $500 fine?
I do not. Matthew Jackson does such a great Tony Khan. Like, we had a great show tonight. Great show, everybody. He does all this stuff, and Nicholas is kind of more the unhinged version. But I could see the two of them doing exactly that, just being these total heel, deplorable, just bosses from hell. Just finding everybody, putting Moxley in a steel cage death match or something, doing all this crazy stuff. But what this could build up to is it could build up to, after Double or Nothing, it could build up to an EVPs versus AEW, not to rip off from NWO, but have it solved, control of the company, and have it solved in a Blood and Guts or Anarchy in the Arena, where you have a team of 5-on-5.
Interesting.
You can bring Hanger back, I know that doesn't sound like Kenny's supposed to come back next week. I don't think he's going to be back, but I gotta say, Tony, you have to laugh when Tony took the bump. Jack punches him in the stomach and he falls backwards instead of like keeling over. I mean, I love Tony Khan, but that was just a little bit like, all right. But how intimidating was Shad Khan coming out at the end? Like, it's like when you're having a sleepover and you broke something and then dad comes downstairs and catches you. It's like,
I thought I had a photo, but I'm looking for it.
I was like, whoa.
Oh, I do have. I know for the micro 10 seconds or whatever he was on screen, he delivered that emotion. He delivered that, I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, if we've seen him on TV. And it's no secret of who he is and where he's came from. But I think this adds to tenfold another level of what happened last night. The way they ended it, if they just had the Orange Cassidy marks coming out and oh, are you okay? Are you okay? But to have Mr. Khan himself come out there, billionaire checking on his son and just look so concerned. I really think this added to another level. And I don't know if I don't think they talked about it, but I think they should have been like, Tony Khan's got the draft tomorrow. What is he going to do? They should have kind of done that cross promotion before they went off the air.
I think they mentioned it before, but it was lost in the chaos. It was like one of those passing things. But this because who's paying attention to that when you've got all this carnage and chaos going on? And it's just his presence, just in that last little clip, added so much to the whole thing. Are we going to see Shad and Shad and Moxley tag team against the Bucks or something like? Yeah, Jerry.
It's so funny to just say that stuff, but that is definitely something I do not want to see. But Brent, where do you see the next steps taking from this after this destruction of the true CEO of AEW?
Oh geez, I think next week we're gonna have something's gonna go on with Kenny showing up, and he might end up forming some kind of team with somebody to since he was kicked out, maybe we get some Sammy Guevara with him too. I don't know. The sky's the limit here. It's gonna be real interesting. This is pretty wild for AEW. I'm pretty excited about this.
I think it is wild. They definitely haven't pushed it this level, and I think the way Matt Jackson, tell me when I'm telling lies. The guy is spitting the truth nonstop, and the promo he cut and putting AEW back on the map and taking it to the level where they should be and could be. And so I love the way Matt Jackson has kind of been the quarterback of this. He's been Matthew Jackson has been the quarterback of all this.
We almost got fined.
I do not want to get fined. And he's been just delivering great promo after great promo and a really great leader of the elite. Now, that being said, Courtney, if you had to book a 4-man team to go against these guys right now, who would you book? I know I'm putting you on the spot.
Okay, so this what I would do. I would bring Omega back to be the manager of the 4 people, okay?
Okay.
This is what I'm thinking. And I'm thinking big, tall, meaty men. I'm going to put Murder Hawk up in there.
Ooh.
Okay. I'm going to put maybe Will Hobbs if he's not doing anything. I'm going to put him up in there. Let's see.
Big Bill?
Big Bill would be great because I could use him as a tag team partner. I'm trying to think of baby faces.
I know, that's the thing. You got to think of like a hot baby face.
Yeah, and
what about Hangman coming back?
Hey, yeah,
it makes sense. Like if you brought Kenny, if Kenny's cleared to wrestle, it makes sense for Hangman to come back and join forces because they suspended and kicked them both out of the elite and both with all that. So that's a built-in feud right there. And then who's Kenny's golden boy with him?
Kota Ibushi.
Yeah, there you go. There's already the tie in there. So those 3 plus one other one kind of makes sense, but you need it. I like the concept that you said, Mindrunner, of almost like the NWO versus WCW talent. So it really makes you want them to get stripped of their EVP status. So maybe that could be a stipulation down the line many months from now, after we just get just total abuse of power. Maybe Tony Khan will put that stipulation of, hey, I'm going to strip you of your whatever your EVP privileges, and like, no, that's in our contract. We started AEW, blah blah blah. And he goes, we're going to put it on the line for the match or whatever it may be. It's like, that'd be awesome. We're EVPs, so if we win, we take control of the company, or we lose our EVP status. Some crazy stipulation like that, I think would be fun.
It's almost like a civil war. If you like, all right, as a kid, I love DC comics. I also love Marvel, so it'd be like DC comics versus Marvel. You know what I mean? So, you got some amazing stuff here, or amazing ideas you can do. I just hope y'all roll with it.
Right.
And we could maybe we'll get Sting coming in, not to wrestle, but maybe trying to GM it, or maybe
that's true.
Maybe trying to be a manager or something with Kenny.
That would be tremendous. That would be tremendous.
Yeah, because I don't know.
I love that idea.
What his status is or what he would be, but like, I think that would satisfy a lot of his itch and just to be involved. And I think there's no bigger baby face that could really pop that. I mean, do you even want to bring MJF into the fold of this or not?
Ooh, he might be the wild card.
Yeah, would you bring him a wild card if you did some kind of, like you said, blood and guts thing or what? But a lot of possibilities with this one, and I think it's just I hope we're just still in its infancy phase, and we really start to see them take control and just do even worse things, if there are worse things than giving you your boss the Tony Khan driver.
The TK driver.
I know. Well, I know we're running long. We're gonna wrap it up for the night of episode 124. We'll get the most up-to-date rosters ready to go for this weekend's Collision and Rampage. Thank you, Cordy and Brad, for joining us live, as well as Brian on there for picking your picks, and everyone in the chat, Bobby and everyone, Brian. Thank you guys so much for the support and always tuning in. We're always here Thursday nights at 9 p.m. And stay tuned to our channel. Mindrunner and I are going to be posting and getting some special edition shows going in the next few weeks and stuff. Bringing back Friday night fights and flights, which is if you were part of Dynamite Download early on, we used to do that every Friday night before Rampage was on. That was our 10 p.m. slot on Rampage, where Rampage took over. So AEW knew we were doing great stuff Friday nights at 10 p.m. And so they just wanted to steal our spotlight at 10 p.m. on Friday nights. So we're going to bring that back. It'll probably be, maybe even be a late night Friday night sometimes. So we'll see. But we'll talk about that. But thank you guys for joining us. Mindrunner, any final thoughts?
My final thoughts is I thought last night was a great set. As chaotic as last night was, it's setting up for an awesome Double or Nothing. May the best team win in our draft, and it's gonna be a bumpy ride these next few weeks, and I bet we're gonna be the ones reaping the benefits. Good luck, everybody. And it's gonna be, you got to get your kicks, and hey, look at it, there it is.
The old United States.
I know. Look at this.
WCW.
It's the Eagle one.
Man, I love that belt, man. Reminds me of like Lex Luger.
I know. That's what I mean. When I was a kid, I can't remember who really stood out where I was like, I gotta have this belt. But this is the DD draft belt, and the champ is here. D.
I'm trying to think where can I display that belt in my room? There it is. All right, it's good to be king.
All right, folks. Thank you guys. We'll catch you next time.